Hello everyone, thank you for watching my presentation. In this presentation, I will present about the heat transfer project 3 with the title of Developing Cooling System based on heat transfer concept to keep the laptop's temperature low. And here is the heading that will be discussed in this presentation. There are project overview, research findings, theoretical analysis, and last is conclusion. First, let me explain about the heat transfer. Heat transfer is a process of energy transfer caused by the temperature distribution of an object. There are three modes of the heat transfer, which are conduction. For the conduction, it is a heat transfer that occurs due to the direct contact with two objects. And for the convection, it is a heat transfer that occurs between surface and a fluid moving transfer of a temperature difference. And the last is the radiation, which is a heat transfer that occurs due to the energy emitted by electromagnetic waves at different temperatures. Therefore, in this project, since heat is one of the most problematic things in a computer that can cause a malfunction, the developing of the cooling system will be analyzed. And here is the project overview. In this project, it is required students to finding the heat transfer phenomena and analyze by applying the theoretical analysis that obtained from the lectures given in the class. There are two objectives here. First is to understand the working principle of the cooling system in a laptop, and then for the second objective, it is to connect the theoretical concept to analyze the heat transfer from a laptop. And then for the expected findings, students able to apply the given lectures in the class and analyze the real application of the heat transfer. First is the designing cooling system on a laptop. First is the working principle of the cooling system. Basically, there are two kinds of the cooling system that mostly used, which are liquid cooling system and air cooling system. A laptop's cooling system includes a conducting plate, heat pipe, a heat sink, and a fan. The conducting plate is a flat plate with a high thermal conductivity that usually made from copper or aluminum that is attached to the heat dissipating component in a central processing unit or CPU. This comes into touch with heat pipes, which transfer heat from the heat source to the fin heat sink. Therefore, in this component, the conduction will occur. Heat exchangers are also made up of the heat sink and the heat pipe. The heat from the heat sink, it is dissipated into the surrounding area by a fan that located near to the heat sink. And aside from that, the low heat load components are cooled by a passive cooling method that employs conductive plates over the components, and natural convection will happen. And here is the heat transfer analysis to analyze the development of the cooling system to keep the temperature low. First is draw the schematic diagram, and then after that we can define all the properties such as the thermal conductivity, the surface temperature, surrounding temperature or ambient temperatures. And then after that we can list all the assumptions that will be explained in the next slides. After that, apply the energy rate balance equation, which is the A in minus A out plus energy generation equals to energy storage. After that, we can evaluate equation by simplifying the assumptions with the final equation in the expression above. And then after that, we can derive the convection, radiation, and conduction equation. And the last is to simplify the equation to obtain the discretized equation to find the temperature distribution. And here is the notes to find the Q convection and Q radiation. And here is the assumption and limitation in heat transfer analysis. For the assumption, it is listed as follow, and for the limitation itself, it is divided into two. For the first limitation, it is the limitation of the using components of the cooling system, and for the second limitation, it is a limitation to conduct the heat transfer analysis. Last is the conclusion. Currently, the popularity of the portable personal computer or laptop is high. Laptops have a larger power dissipation. Therefore, thermal management is a challenge for many portable computer manufacturers. As a result, thermal analysis is used to create the cooling system. The finite element method is used to do the analysis in this project. The radiation, convection, and condensation are the three modes of the heat transfer that are being considered. Thermal models based on the heat pipe cooling system have been created to keep the device temperature and the enclosure surface temperature within a limits. The vapor chamber and cooling pad system are two another example of using heat transfer to keep the laptop's temperature low. Here is the use of reference. That's all about my presentation. Your feedback are very welcome. Thank you.